This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Something unexpected happened after Jeremy Scott confessed to killing Michelle Schofield in Bone Valley Season 1.
Every time I hear about my dad, it's, oh, he's a killer. He's just straight evil.
I was becoming the bridge between Jeremy Scott and the son he'd never known.
At the end of the day, I'm literally a son of a killer.
Listen to new episodes of Bone Valley Season 2 starting April 9th on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Tune on in, take a look at us, see what we look like.
Yeah, Quantum Fiber brings us the Power Hour.
That's right, here we are.
KFAN.com/watch. Thank you, Quantum Fiber, your world unleashed.
That's right. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are. Power Trip Morning Show. What year do you think it was, Marnie, that on this date, baseball superstar Hank Aaron of the Atlanta Braves broke Babe Ruth's lifetime home run record by hitting his 715th home run in a game against the LA Dodgers? What year do you think it was that Hank Aaron broke Babe Ruth's record?
I am not great with history.
I'm not either. I would have been way off on this.
Late 70s? Early 80s.
I think that's a good guess, just based on the video that I've seen 1,000 times of him running the bases.
Yeah.
It looks like a late 70s. Exactly. And then following him around. That looks like a late 70s kind of a video.
It looks dangerous as hell, too, right? A 74. You nailed it. It was 1974. Bam. That's right. 1974. Yeah.
Gotta go Mexico.
Yeah.
I mean, how
that's
crazy
that's one of those
that?
unbreakable records, right? Like after Barry Bonds did it, right? I think he's surpassed Hank Aaron. Like nobody's ever going.
I don't know.
What about
Have
Aaron
you seen
Judge?
the Thunderbats?
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, Judge
That
came.
takes a lot, though.
Judge had a pretty good year.
And he's already off to a monster start this year. Maybe he hits like 200 this year. You never know. I mean, it's not impossible. Mathematically, it's not impossible. I mean, I wouldn't bet on him.
The guy that I don't know if he jumped over the fence or whatever, ended up running the bases with Hank for a few strides, handful of strides. I've never looked into it, but how about a documentary on that video? Or what happened to that guy? Did he get arrested? Did they just go, get back in your seat?
That ended up being the first President Bush. That was George Bush Sr.
Wonderful.
Hell of an athlete. Can run the bases with the best of them.
Incredible.
Blazing fast.
Scary. Think about it.
It is scary.
Yes. Knowing that his intentions were only to celebrate.
Yeah, right.
I hope. Then
for sure. That's a good thing.
Makes it much
right.
better.
Yeah, for sure.
But,
of course. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. What else you got?
Oh, I got plenty, but it's not my turn. It's Corey's turn. Corey's got sports for you.
It'll be super exciting.
Okay.
Oh, well, okay, good.
Probably Wolves.
It's time for Fan 5 on the Power Trip, presented by Builders and Remodelers.
Thanks, Builders and Remodelers.
Thank you, Builders, and thank you, Remodelers.
The Gators won the national title last night. If you saw the first half, Houston was in control most of the way, playing super solid defense, had a small halftime lead. Then early in the second half, started pulling away, and they were up 12. And ESPN Analytics say at that point it was something like 93.6% chance of winning the national title.
National championship is in the balance. Florida leads it by 2. 6 seconds. 5 seconds. Sharp. He won't. He can't touch it. He can't. 1 second. And it's over. Florida is back on top of the college basketball world. It's a great day to be a Gator. They win the national title. Houston did not get a shot off. Florida 65. Houston 63.
Yeah, Houston blew it. 9 straight possessions at one point that they didn't score. The last 3 possessions, they didn't even get a shot off. Walter Clayton Jr., they had shut him out at halftime. He scored 11 in the second half. That kid's just a killer. He's just a really clutch player. So, again, I've already gone through this 1,000 times, but as a guy that was anti-sweating Florida because of the Tommy bet and the core versus 4 bets, most of the tournament was boring as hell, but Florida had like 4 really dynamic games. That game with UConn was super captivating. They were the 2-time defending champs. Not a super high seed, but they gave Florida everything they could handle. Florida found a way to come back and win that game. Then they had a pretty easy game against Maryland. But the last 3, Texas A&M had them like almost 9 or 10 points. Second half, they came back and won in dramatic fashion with like a minute and a half to go. Auburn had them by like 9 or 10 in the second half. Came back and won. Now Houston had them by 12 in the title game in the second half. And instead, it's the 3rd biggest comeback in title game history. And Houston blows it, and Florida won again. So I think somebody said it on ESPN this morning, they really didn't play a complete game after their first round game. But you just couldn't put them down. Every team that had them on the ropes couldn't put them away. They made mistakes, or Florida hit every 3 they took, and everything went their way. But give them credit. The defense, if you stop any team 9 straight possessions, that's pretty good. And 3 turnovers, I believe, in the final minute. Again, without getting a shot off, Houston just blew it. They crumbled.
Yeah. It was shocking. That last possession in particular was shocking.
Yeah, to not even get a shot off.
Yeah.
The shot was going to get blocked, so technically he did the right thing by not shooting it because it was going to get stuffed right back in his face.
The shot fake would have been great there, but by the time he realized that, he was already in the air.
Left his feet.
And panic has set in, I'm sure.
Yep.
But even before that guy at the top of the key got the ball, it was just over on the right wing, and there was like no movement and no passing, and it was just all conglomerated.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Talk about it, sister.
Both teams, I thought, in the final handful of possessions, it was like turnovers and chaos, and it was pretty entertaining, but not super crisp, clean basketball. Did you happen to notice, or have you guys talked about the Florida redshirt freshman who is 7'9"?
That's a huge bitch.
7'9".
Yeah, so you could see him behind the bench. He's in street clothes.
You can see him behind anything. Right. You could see him behind a redwood.
He is
My God.
from Canada, and he is the Guinness world record holder for being the tallest teenager. I don't know if he's still a teenager. Oh, I would assume so. If he's a redshirt freshman, so he's 18,
Oh, my
19.
God.
He is 7'9". There's a photo of him and Tracy Wolfson next to each other, and you can't even believe both are human beings.
But think about it, though. 7'9", he played 0 minutes, right, in the title game. I think they said 0 freshmen played in the game,
Yeah,
period.
he's a red shirt, so he's
But even so.
A big red shirt.
When you're that
extra
big.
long red.
Forget the red shirt for a second. That he's probably not very good.
Come on.
He's just not.
Yes.
My
you're
guess is he's probably not very good.
Yes, because there are true freshmen who play all the time.
There are a lot of guys that, like, what was it, Taco Fall from a couple of years ago? You get these guys that are 7 foot whatever, a number that doesn't seem possible. And 9 times out of 10, this is why Wemby truly is a freak. At 7'4"? 4?
Yes. To be able to handle.
Wemby's a freak, right? Because most of them, once you get to be that tall or taller, they're not super coordinated. They look like a baby giraffe taking their first steps their entire lives. Most of them, right? Yao Ming was an exception too, because Yao Ming had like tree trunk legs. He was not rail thin like a lot of these guys are when they're that tall. So most of them just aren't coordinated. The bodies aren't supposed to be that big. They're just not.
There's a video of this guy, Oliver Rue, would you say? R-I-O-U-X?
Yep.
He's cutting down the net, and there's a ladder, and he's standing beside the ladder. He is flat-footed with a scissor cutting down the net from last night.
That's a big dude, man.
That's amazing.
Crazy.
This kid he's standing beside in this picture here is 6'2". Look at that.
6'2".
He got his elbow in his. Sorry.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Did you
That's
see
a
the
real
Tracy Wolfson one?
Yeah. That's really something.
When he actually starts getting into games, it's going to be bizarre to watch to see how they use him, because my guess is he's not going to be a great dribbler. You're going to have to get him the ball in the blocks. How do you defend a guy that's 7'9" from 3 feet away?
Have somebody on somebody's shoulders.
I mean, he's got
in a trench coat.
Hey, like Joe Mandy and Blake Griffin.
I don't
You
get
love
that
those.
reference, but that sounds good.
Those commercials that have been on the. Oh, yes, you have. I think it's for
told you?
AT&T. You've not seen a
Gotcha.
Blake Griffin
From
commercial?
this year? Is it this
Okay,
year?
you're-
No, I'm not. I am absolutely. I
Did you
don't know
watch
what you're talking
the
about.
tournament at all?
A little bit. It was
year?
boring as hell.
Yeah. I didn't watch a lot of it, but enough to see like 8 different commercials with Blake Griffin and Joe Mandy.
I honestly have not.
See, and Abbott thinks I'm kidding. He thinks I watch TV 24 hours a day. That was me 15 years ago.
Now you're like 22 hours a day.
No, now it's I watch poker, and then the rest of the time the TV's on as background noise,
Okay.
and I'm not actively watching it. So I'm sure I heard it technically without knowing that it was them.
Okay. I mean, it was to the point where
There's a trench
Charles
coat
Barkley, like as they were going to commercial break, Charles Barkley would groan and say something like, I'm going to see Blake Griffin. Like he was getting
funny.
so sick of those commercials. And in one of them, Joe Mandy, St. Paul Central's own,
Super funny.
gets on the shoulders of Blake Griffin to, I don't know, take down a TV or do something.
But not with a trench coat. Just trying to get extra height.
Oh, yeah.
I thought maybe they were trying to sneak
Correct.
into a bar or something underaged.
No, that would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. No. The Wolves play tonight against the Milwaukee Bucks of Anaheim, the Drunken Scotties. One of the final 4 games for the Timberwolves. And again, they are in a 4-way tie. Clippers, Golden State, Grizzlies, and Wolves are all 46 and 32, only if she's 5'3". So those are seeds 5 through 8, but 4 is not out of the realm of possibility.
1/2 game.
Yeah.
We are
It's
all
tight.
1/2 game out of 4. We are all 2 games out of 3rd.
Oh, a lot could happen. I mean, they could
lot
go
could happen.
4-0. I do
Yeah.
think 2-2 is about the minimum, right? If you go,
Yes,
if you go
minimum,
1-3, you deserve to be the 8
Yeah.
with this pretty
Yeah.
easy schedule.
I think 3-1 is likely. 4-1 would be great. And is
4-0.
or 4-0 is definitely possible.
Yeah,
But Memphis on Thursday is going to be tough. But yeah, let's go. I mean, what a wonderful position to be in, to play meaningful games on the final week of the NBA regular season. And no, you could be seeded from realistically 3 to 8. Zach, how much fun is this?
3 to 8 is Max's shift on Fox 9.
It is.
Basically.
Pretty close.
Okay, cool.
All
I
right.
couldn't be more excited for this.
Sweet. Thanks, Barnes.
Yep.
And Marnie, you put
Seems
it
like
together in a beautiful package.
That's a weird thing.
Yeah, that was a weird way to word
I
that.
know what you're saying, but I still feel weird about it. You're right, though.
Let me rephrase that.
Okay, go ahead.
You summarized it well. You put it in. I can't say this without package. I'm sorry.
This was
Sure
just
you
like
can.
yesterday with the N-word.
Exactly like that.
Out of context, that's an interesting sentence. Zachary, how do we feel about Zach's hood phase over there? Look at him, got the hoodie up, looking like he's a
He's a hood rat.
rapper from 8 Mile.
He's a twerp. What is the word? Ben?
Twerp.
Twerp, yes,
What a
twerp.
twerp.
Nah, you're being a twerp, Zach.
This is my twerp phase.
Era, yeah. It's twerp
Era.
summer. It's a twerp
It's
summer.
a hot twerp summer.
I mean, yeah.
Las Vegas was eerily empty for the Super Bowl in February,
Yep.
and casinos are starting to panic,
Good.
Good.
and for good reason. Harry Reid, anybody named Harry, I feel bad. You know,
Harry Styles.
Harry, anybody.
They had a rough high school for sure.
Harry Styles, like that was the 70s. You know what I mean? International
Yeah.
Airport is the primary airport when you fly into Vegas, as you know, Marty.
I do. Yeah.
It released a report on March 27th that presented a concerning reality. International passenger traffic dropped 19.6% from January to February. Domestic traffic dropped by 6.9%.
Nice.
Overall, only 4 million travelers flew through the airport in the month of February. And that is a 7.5% decrease year over year.
Not as much as I thought it would be. Is 7% enough? I mean, it's obviously getting their attention a little bit, but
It better.
does Vegas feel that? A 7%, 7.5% decrease?
I bet they do.
The start of something,
a little
at
bit.
least.
And that combined with the Canadian travel, that is dipping greatly this year. I think the prices might go down a bit here while they try to lure more domestic travelers to Las Vegas.
We will see if there was a bump for March Madness. That will tell us a lot. If there was not, and by the way, I don't think it's a coincidence, the Power Trip was not there for March Madness this year. I hope they realize that.
Oh,
I bet they felt that.
I bet they did.
They felt Tommy Olson not.
Yeah. I'll tell you what they felt. It was the high roller room at the Planet Hollywood. They knew that they knew I wasn't there. We're down 700%.
We're going to take a trip. Details to be determined.
Who's we and where are we going?
All of us.
Where are we going?
Somewhere drivable. Mm-hmm. Day trip. So right after the show, or when everyone's finished with any obligations they have right after the show.
Yeah, it rhymes with Fashionino.
Yes. And we'll be back before bedtime. Should we look into like renting a van or something?
A party bus?
Ooh.
The party bus. The party bus.
Now that would be fun.
That would be cool.
Because then somebody could drive, like that would come with a driver, right?
Yeah. I don't think
we could get a driverless van.
Do you have a party bus license? I don't know. You said you have a real ID. Yeah. Is that part of it?
I have a class party license.
Real IUD.
Whoa. Okay, well, we just have to get a date that works for everyone's schedule. Even Sauce with the baby said he's coming. Not with the baby, but he has one at home, and he was like, yeah, I wouldn't miss this bonding trip for anything, is what he said.
Including his son.
End quote.
Correct.
Is that what he said?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, he's changed.
I don't know. Maxo's got a Monday through Friday job, so we'll see if
he'll be with us in spirit.
What? I can't go?
No, you're going to pass away.
Can you tell me when at least?
Nope.
We're working on the date. I don't have the Wolves schedule beyond Sunday, so...
Yeah, the season's over.
It's based on that.
Right.
Well, it'll be fun.
Can't wait.
Can we get one of the vans that has like lights on the inside?
Of course, and the pole.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Here's what we had to do is take one of these station vehicles that have flat tires sitting in the other room over there.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
Right? You know what I mean? Have you noticed we have like 7 of them up there?
Yeah, they're all very dangerous to...
Yeah. Let's give her hell. Drive it like you ain't got a dime in it.
You might die before you get to the bottom of the parking ramp.
You know what? It's the Wheel of Fortune, baby.
Yeah, I don't really want to play that game.
We're certainly not going to make it to the most anticipated event of the year.
What's that?
Jingle bells.
Headlines next. More with Marnie Gellner and the rest of the Power Trip Morning Show after this on The Fan.
The Fan.
Something unexpected happened after Jeremy Scott confessed to killing Michelle Schofield in Bone Valley Season 1.
I just knew him as a kid.
Long, silent voices from his past came forward.
And he was just staring at me.
And they had secrets of their own to share.
Gilbert King. I'm the son of Jeremy Lynn Scott.
I was no longer just telling the story. I was part of it.
Every time I hear about my dad, is he's a killer. He's just straight evil.
I was becoming the bridge between a killer and the son he'd never known.
If the cops and everything would have done their job properly, my dad would have been in jail. I would have never existed.
I never expected to find myself in this place. Now, I need to tell you how I got here.
At the end of the day, I'm literally a son of a killer.
Bone Valley, Season 2. Jeremy.
Jeremy, I want to tell you something.
Listen to new episodes of Bone Valley Season 2 starting April 9th on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. And to hear the entire new season ad-free with exclusive content starting April 9th, subscribe to Lava for Good Plus on Apple Podcasts.
Fan.
Hit the court in parlay for KFAN's Timberwolves Watch Party with host me, Zach Halverson. The Power Trip Morning Show. Catch the Timberwolves on the big screens as they face off against Brooklyn this Friday at 8 o'clock. Party with free food, prizes, and more. Get all the details now at KFAN.com, keyword calendar.
That
Bye,
sounds fun.
Bye, Max. I love you.
Hi, Max.
There he goes. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. He called you Step Marnie. It's like Step Mama. It's a term of endearment.
What are you doing, Step Marnie?
Love you. It's okay.
She's selling houses
We said
now.
I love you, and now everything's fine.
Oh.
We're made up.
That was quick.
That was.
Now it's time for Headlines.
Brought to you by my friends at Wolf River Electric and wolfriverelectric.com. Go solar in 2025. Get those solar panels put on.
Is it a dire wolf electric?
No, it's just a Wolf Electric.
Okay. All right.
Marnie, we talked earlier that the dire wolf is back. You watched Game of Thrones, correct?
Yes, I did.
Remember the dire wolves, right? Each kid had their own wolf or whatever.
I thought it was fake.
Well, the dire wolf was a real thing, but they've been extinct for a little over 12,000 years.
They're so lazy.
Yep. Well, a Dallas biotech company brought them back. There are 3 pups. You can see them on CNN.com. They're absolutely freaking adorable. Mm-hmm. They're amazing.
I don't think we should have messed with it.
Well, it's pretty fun.
Did you hear that their pee-pee causes zombiness?
That was the theory earlier.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So this company is working on the dodo bird, the woolly mammoth, the Tasmanian tiger. Probably. Why not? But they started with this one, and this one was not public knowledge. They hadn't announced that they were working on the old dire wolf, but the dire wolf is the first one back.
Feels like we're playing with dire here.
I'm all for it. I'm a fan of the Jurassic Park theory of let's see what we got here.
Like it.
It's amazing what we're doing here.
Where are they going to live?
Right now they have a 2,000 acre space undisclosed.
And then
they're
what?
secret.
Do they want them to keep populating and then put them back in the wild and then all hell really breaks loose?
Not sure. Great question. Not sure.
I don't like it.
Why don't they bring back the buffalo?
Buffalo.
That kind of buffalo?
Mm-hmm. That's been extinct lately.
Yeah.
Go to North Dakota. Go to western North Dakota. Theodore Roosevelt National Park, the Badlands.
I was kidding. I know.
Future home of the dire wolf.
I know that.
They're roaming around.
Yeah, I know.
Well, we could put a couple of wolves in North Dakota. No one would notice.
Come on.
Yeah, bring back the saber-toothed cat 100%.
I want one.
Yep.
Well, bring back the Smurfs while you're at it.
Well,
They had a whole colony.
Can they bring back John Candy?
Oh, that would be good.
See, would it be worth the risk of a dire wolf or a woolly mammoth if we can bring back John Candy?
Yeah, I mean, it'd probably be years of suffering till they got it right. Because you'd have to fine-tune the candy.
So you are against this 100%. You think this is a terrible idea?
The dire wolf part. The candy part I could be talking to.
They said there that if they bring back John Candy, he'd be diabetic, though.
Oh.
Because it's sugar-free candy. God, that's a terrible, terrible dad joke.
But at least we'd have him back.
Yeah, we would.
You know, Marnes, it's not that long ago that humans couldn't do S, right? We were really, really dumb. And look at how far we've come. That's why I think it's amazing. We're putting people on the moon. We're sending probes to planets that are so goddamn far away, and we might send people to Mars. And now we can bring back dead species from 12,000 years ago.
Remember a couple of weeks ago we talked about the French tickler mouse that they brought back.
Exactly. Thought to be extinct.
Yep.
We'll show them. That's what we needed around here was more mice. People have been saying that for years.
Some people say Mises.
Do they?
Yep, he'll be back tomorrow. AMC is developing a series based on the Grapes of Wrath.
Man.
That'll be depressing.
Yeah, that's a hell of a thing, though. Steinbeck, right? Is that right?
There's a handful. I think so. I read the book in middle school, maybe? I think middle school.
How was it?
I don't remember it at all. No memory of it. I just know that there were a lot of those books that everybody in I don't know if it's still part of basic Minnesota curriculum, but 1984, Animal Farm.
Of Mice and Men.
Grapes of Wrath.
Holes.
Nope. Where the red fern grows.
Oh, Lordy.
Oh, what a great book.
No.
I stopped about
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah.
Old Ann, Little Stan? No.
The only thing I remember about To Kill a Mockingbird is the name Atticus Finch. I don't remember anything else about the book.
What about
Scout?
What about Tom Joad?
No.
Great Gatsby.
Never read The Great Gatsby. Didn't see the movie either.
You know Tom Joad is from the Grapes of Wrath, right?
Did not know that. I just know the Springsteen.
Ghost of old Tom Joad.
And Rage reference. Anyway, AMC developing a series based on the Grapes of Wrath. Netflix is the winning bidder for a reality competition show based on the board game Monopoly. A reality competition show.
Meaning you're buying property?
I don't know.
Hmm.
I have a lot of questions.
Do you think Reading Railroad is for sale? What?
Look at you paying attention. Probably. Tough one. Reading. The season finale of The White Lotus on Sunday brought in 6.2 million viewers. That is a new record for the show.
I still think it's reading.
It's spelled reading.
I know.
And I've only said it reading.
I know.
It's the Reading Railroad.
Take a ride on the reading.
Yeah, White Lotus record breaker on Sunday.
Worth it?
Yes and no. It was fine.
Oh,
didn't love it. Didn't love it. Didn't hate it. I mean,
great.
I thought the season was worth it in general. Slow start, but I thought the season was good. But thought the finale would be a little more, I don't know, a little more epic.
As good as either season 1 or 2? Right on par? Less than?
I think they're all about the same.
Okay. Well, after that glowing review,
Well, again, not to keep repeating my take on the first 2 seasons, but it is a show that I literally think sucks the humanity out of me. Like, I just lose faith in everybody watching that show because it just shows how much everybody hates everybody.
I've known you 25 years. You can't blame it on this show.
But I just think it's every character finds the way to make me believe they're going to make the worst possible choice and do the most evil or backstabby thing possible. Almost every time they're given the opportunity, they pick the option that is the worst. And it's like, man, there's only a couple characters in this season where you're like, there's one gal specifically, you're like, she seems to be a really nice person. Yeah. She's just in it she's looking for love. She's trying to be positive. She's like a meditator. She is in Zen mode. She's a lovely person.
You're pulling for her.
Yeah. And that's about the only person on the show that's worth a damn. Everybody else is terrible.
Okay. Cool. I got to find a new show. I think The Last of Us premieres this week and next weekend.
Coming up pretty quick.
I believe that's the case.
There's a Kevin Bacon show that just came out on Prime that's pretty cool. He's a
the bondsman, right?
That's he's a bondsman for hell.
Yep.
It's an interesting show. A little scary. Let's see. If you haven't seen Shrinking yet, I encourage you to do that.
Oh, I have not.
Oh, you got to watch that, then, Moms. That should be number one for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it should be number one.
Well, and you finished Severance. You liked Severance, right?
Loved it.
Yeah, loved it. Awesome. We still got to talk. We didn't talk off air last week about your thoughts on the ending. We briefly did. We got to break that down, though.
We'll talk.
Yeah.
Ooh.
A third of us already trust ChatGPT more than experts.
Shouldn't do that. Should not do that.
I agree. It's wrong a lot.
It very much is. I love it more than most, but it is. You really got to double check.
100%. It's good for idea starters or maybe getting you down the right path, but you have to fact check ChatGPT. It's wrong consistently on stuff that they shouldn't be wrong on. Still amazing.
It's getting there.
It's getting there. Yep. 35% of us would trust medical advice from ChatGPT.
Oh boy.
Yep, I think that's terrifying. 28% said they would trust legal advice from ChatGPT.
Yeah, no.
I along those lines. I got an email from a student in the metro area, kind of a generic one, asking about mentorship opportunities, someone interested in sports broadcasting. And the email...
Hang on. Sports broadcasting mentorship? Is this a female 18 to 24?
Probably.
Then I know somebody who's interested.
Forward that one to...
Anyway, I'm not going to read it, but it begins with Dear Marnie Gellner, which I thought was odd. And it ends with best regards, your full name.
Oh, no.
Whoops. So they didn't, they had AI write it and they didn't, they meat sauced it and didn't put their own name in there.
So I happened to be reading this when my daughter was there and she, I don't know how, if you screenshot it or what, she put it into the same website that teachers use at school to make sure you wrote your own report. And she showed it to me. It said 100% AI generated the whole thing. I mean, it literally says best regards, comma, your full name.
You guys have never known anybody named Yorful?
Yeah. I mean,
Yorful Nami?
Yeah.
Miss Name is not going to go far if she keeps doing that.
I don't want to say this person's name because I don't want to throw this person under the bus and get this person in trouble, even though this person can't get in trouble anymore. However,
oh my God, are they?
That's weird.
It would make sense if you knew who I'm talking about. Okay. But the point is I know there are programs like you just said where teachers can run a series of texts through this scan, and then they can say the percent chance that this was written by AI. Well, what I've been told is there are essentially programs for those programs. So students can basically say like, oh, I'm at 37%. Well, then rewrite it again. And they keep altering the text until it's at a number that's like 4%. And then the teacher will be like, oh, there's only a 4% chance this is AI. This is fine. So again, the cheaters are always one step ahead of the teacher. So the teacher's going to be like, you can't put this one past me. Yeah, you can. You really can. It's not that hard.
You got to sign your name. Though.
And just like I said, ChatGPT is a good way to get things started. Think of when we had to write a 10-page paper. We had to write it. Mm-hmm. Think of even if it's AI generated. If you just have AI generate the 10-page paper, and then you go back and go, all right, I'm going to change this line and make this sound more conversational. I can change this order. Yeah. If you go back and then humanize it, you know how much time that saves you?
Agreed.
So that's, I think, what a lot of kids are doing. We're all going to be dumb. None of us are going to learn anything. It's going to be awful. So just have fun. It only lasts like 80 years.
Man,
give it a shot.
Great outlook.
Can I book you for a speech?
Amen.
Hey, you want the real stuff or you want Zach's
never mind.
optimism?
I just booked Yorful.
Yorful
name.
Got a future in this business, I think.
Half of users say they lean on ChatGPT just as a learning tool. 33% use it for financial stuff. Again, oof.
My goodness.
30% say they use it for product recommendations. 20% use it for career advice. And 15% turn to it for relationship advice.
Yeah.
What?
I can't imagine asking for, like, here's what's going on with me and my significant other. Should I stay with them? What?
It's surprisingly helpful.
What? Hang on.
Zach, what?
No, I mean, not like that, but like it.
What have you asked it?
I've thrown it some things. And
Such as?
It comes, some personal, like.
Such as?
Mental health stuff. And
Such as?
It says, it has a good response.
Hang in there?
It's a nice little reassuring. You talk about a motivational speaker. You should hire ChatGPT for your next event.
ChatGPT?
ChatGPT.
Is that your buddy?
I don't want answers from that little twerp. No thanks.
I mean, I see where some of this could be helpful, but also potentially really dangerous if you're asking for actual help, not just relationship, but real help on something, and you're relying on a computer, whether to make a big decision or not.
I mean, again, as with all of this, you should, but it's a good starting point for some.
As long as you're not just taking it all literally and be like, well, the computer told me to do it.
Right. Which is the start of a movie, I'm sure. That's probably being written right now.
Or a Black Mirror
by
episode.
ChatGPT.
What if you just need some affirmation or something and you type into ChatGPT, like, tell me I'm going to have a great day and that I'm smart and motivated and give me a good speech.
Well,
I bet it would just spit something out that could be super helpful and very positive. If you're having negative thoughts about yourself today.
How do I tell Marnie Gellner she's going to have a great day today?
And she's awesome.
And she's awesome.
Aww,
can I throw in some things?
Sure.
No!
Let's see here. This is Grok. This is Twitter's AI.
Okay.
You could send Marnie Gellner a message like this. Hey, Marnie, just wanted to drop you a quick note to say you're awesome. And I've got a good feeling today is going to be a great one for you. Keep shining.
Keep shining.
See, I mean, like, what is that supposed to do?
That felt
I feel better.
Grok says, keep it simple and positive and to the point. That should make her smile.
All right, here we go. You ready for this, Marnie?
Hit me.
Marnie.
Yeah?
You're a certified rock star. Whether you're courtside, on the mic, or just being the awesome human that you are, the energy you bring lifts up everyone around you. And today, the universe owes you that energy right back. So take a deep breath, throw on that signature smile, and go crush this day like only you can. You got the talent, the heart, and the power. Let's make today one for the highlight reel.
Oh, my gosh, that was unbelievable.
Oh.
Thank you so much. Oh. Give me a great
Take
day.
that, Core.
Well, I just asked Grok, Marnie, is Marnie Gellner good at her job?
Oh. You don't have to read it.
Marnie Gellner is widely regarded as highly skilled and effective in her role as a sports broadcaster. She's built a strong reputation over her 20-plus years with Bally Sports North and previously Fox Sports North, covering teams like the Twins, Wolves, Wild, and Lynx. Her versatility shines through in her work as a sideline reporter, host, and play-by-play announcer, most notably making history as the first woman to call a Twins game in 2019 and the second woman to do NBA play-by-play on TV in 2018. Those are both accurate, right?
Yes, but Zach's was better.
Colleagues and fans. Let's see if this part. Let's see if you like this. Colleagues and fans praise her preparation, professionalism, and ability to connect with players and audiences alike. Her relatable, down-to-earth style, you get that from the Dakotas, combined with a sharp wit, has made her a beloved figure in Minnesota sports media. While opinions on broadcasters can vary, the consensus is that she excels at her craft.
Can we be done?
Zach, your hands up.
It asked me if I wanted it to rhyme.
I wrote you a poem.
Oh, you did? Okay.
This is from Hawk GPT. You ready?
Not really.
Raw dog, crawdaddy girl.
What?
You have the charm of a toilet bowl swirl.
Uh-huh.
Is that it?
That's it. It's my poem.
Did you say raw dog? Raw dog?
Raw dog, crawdaddy girl. You have the charm of a toilet bowl swirl. Just came to mind.
So, that's
what
what
a gift.
ChatGPT is
What a gift.
Marnes, one last one.
Raw dog.
I asked ChatGPT, is she attractive?
Oh, my God. You are a pervert.
Check this out. I am?
Yes.
I'm the least perverted one on the show.
Yeah, you pretend.
But check this out, though,
So
Marnes.
Marnie
This is what I think is interesting. So attractiveness is pretty subjective and not something I can weigh in on. But then it asks, Grok says, if you're curious about how others see her, I could run a search through Twitter and chatter online. I could dig into that for you if you'd like. I love how it basically says, I can't answer, but you want me to Google it for you? Let's not do that.
No.
Anyway. So
interesting.
According to Grok, attractiveness is subjective.
Weird.
Yeah.
Let's end it there.
Yeah.
But thank you for the poem. Mm-hmm. I've never had anyone write raw dog, and toilet bowl swirl in the same line.
Well, you haven't heard my raps. Marnes, I don't know if you heard, I have this side hustle called Initials, right?
Yeah. Love it.
ChatGPT, honestly, if you are a small business, I highly recommend, though, it helping you brainstorm. That's kind of crazy how good it is for stuff like that. Like, hey, I have this and I'm trying to do this. How do I do this? Yeah. It can give you 10 ideas. Mm-hmm. And even if 8 of them are terrible, 2 of them, you're like, well, damn, I hadn't thought of that. That's kind of cool. So, again, I just think it's a good kickstart idea machine for now.
I agree.
While it continues to be pretty inaccurate. But it's an idea generator.
I've used it. I actually used it for the first time flying home from Miami with the Timberwolves. I was sitting next to Jim Peterson, and it was... Okay. And it was a Saturday, and I had an event to go to that night where I was presenting Leah B. Olson with an award, one of the loveliest people in the world. So I was writing this speech, and he's sitting beside me, and he could see me like using a Word document, and I'd go to the thesaurus, like I'm looking for another word for beautiful or lovely or whatever. And he's like, why don't you use ChatGPT? I'd never used it. I did right there. He showed me where and typed this in, and I used it the entire rest of the hour or whatever it took me to write that speech. And I've used it since for the same thing. I still wrote it, but I was just looking for what's another way to say someone is lovely?
Yep.
And just like that, it was an idea generator. And I was like, holy cow, this thing is excellent for stuff like that.
Well, just
I
like
thought it was
this.
fantastic.
Here's another poem about you.
Oh, jeez.
This directly came from ChatGPT. Oh, turd. You vile, disgusting thing. You make my stomach churn and sting. But alas, in the end, you must go. down the drain where all turds go.
That's about
Boy,
me.
this guy's a creepy perv.
ChatGPT.
Yeah.
I said write a poem about Marnie. I spelled Marnie T-U-R-D.
Zach, your hands up.
I asked ChatGPT to do 6 initials game clues for Marnie Gellner.
Mm-hmm.
Clue number 1, she's been on TV and radio. Clue number 2, she might recognize her from Bally Sports North. Now it's FanDuel. Yeah. She made Timberwolves and Lynx history as the first woman to do play-by-play. A KFAN favorite, often heard laughing with the Power Trip crew. She called Joe Ryan's 2021 MLB debut for the Twins. And number 6, she's a Minnesota broadcasting icon. Marnie Gellner.
That's subjective, but...
Man, ChatGPT loves you. I'm going to ask her to write something mean.
No. It's going to go read all the comments, just put them all together.
Probably will.
Yeah.
Corey's Lips.
Tough day for me.
No.
It's a poem called Corey's Lips. I don't know who wrote this. Wasn't me. Corey's lips are what a sight. Like fish that swim with graceful might.
Right.
Pouty, plump, and full of charm. Offend expression soft and warm. Charm and warm don't rhyme. So if you see him on the street with lips so fishy, soft and sweet, just know they're more than what they seem. A masterpiece from the deep sea dream.
You're welcome.
This thing doesn't like you. And I don't like the way it talks about you.
Well,
ChatGPT thinks you are a wriggling smile.
It probably sourced information from Reddit and realized that I'm not likable.
I don't know, man. It says here that you have offend expression, and somehow that does feel...
That's pretty close.
It feels very detrimental to you.
Do you remember the Friends episode where Joey has to write that recommendation letter to try to get a baby for Monica and Chandler, and he uses a thesaurus essentially for the entire thing, so then he actually signs the note, Baby Kangaroo Tribbiani, instead of Joey? That's essentially what ChatGPT does for thesauruses.
It's amazing how much Friends can translate to different parts of your life.
I can find a Friends or Office reference out of almost anything.
It's really something. You do it all the time. And I'm being, I mean, it is like they were writing so much about your existence.
It's just like, I'm always frustrated with myself, again, that I can remember that stuff without even hesitating.
That's what I mean.
But I don't recall, like you just said, did Steinbeck write Grapes of Wrath? I'm like, I don't remember. I don't know. Like I read that book. I should know that. That's why when I'm watching like Ken Jennings on Jeopardy or James Holzhauer or something, you're like, man, these people, their recall is endless. I just don't understand how some brains are wired like that. You can access everything you've ever learned, and it's still in there. I think I'm holding on to like 15% of what I've learned. Maybe 10 tops.
ChatGPT thinks you're a fish.
That's pretty cool.
It really does.
It's like Sword in the Stone.
It asked me if I wanted some alternates that might, quote, trip up even sauce. But capital, like that's the creepy thing about this.
That's what I'm talking about. It hears everything, right?
What
it must have heard
if
me
you say yes to that? What does that mean?
Say that you have fishy lips 100 times or something like that because it's so weird.
They know.
They do.
Oh my God, this is creepy, man.
Go ahead.
This is so creepy. I asked it to write some roast jokes for Chris Hockey.
Oh God.
Chris releases more albums than he has working knees.
What?
Whoa.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's weird. Hockey's the kind of guy who'd break down emotionally during a NASCAR anthem and call it a spiritual moment.
Well, yeah.
That actually is absolutely true.
Spot on.
Hawk's the only guy who can go from rocking out on stage to crying during a Folgers commercial in under 30 seconds.
Folgers.
I did it again.
Twice now. Folgers. Okay. Wow, I'm freaked out.
Yeah.
I remember I only really got into one fight when I was a kid. I was about 10 years old, and the kid grew up to be like 6'7", so in high school he would have destroyed me, but I got him at the right time. But I remember after I beat him up at the park, he ran over to my house to try to tell on me. And when my mom entered the door and he was crying and screaming and basically saying, this is what Corey did.
Yeah.
My mom, I remember, said, Bill, you probably started it. And he did, by the way.
Oh.
My mom was right. And he screamed, and he goes, "Nobody understands me," which is a sad story for
sad, terrible thing.
My guess is that I have a lot of questions about his childhood, but he screamed and cried, "Nobody understands me. Nobody gets me." I just wish Bill was around for ChatGPT because ChatGPT understands everyone, knows everyone. No one can say that now. Nobody knows me. Nobody knows the real me. ChatGPT knows you have busted knees in 1 million albums.
Yeah, but it thinks you're a fish.
Corey,
it's
It
not
thinks
off.
I'm a turd.
You've got the fashion sense as someone who refused to upgrade from Target in 2009.
My God.
Not wrong.
He's right.
I have 12 of this
they are
exact
right.
sweatshirt.
They're right.
12. I had to stop myself because this exact sweatshirt is on clearance right now on Puma.com. I almost got 4 more.
I know.
And I'm like, I have 12. I don't need 16. Now it's full on OCD. Zach, your hands up.
Corey Coles looks like he's been training his whole life to win a staring contest with disappointment.
Wow.
Hey, at least I win.
That's amazingly specific.
At least I win. Take that, disappointment. We do the Masters bet tomorrow. Marnie, we'll see you Friday, but we'll technically see you tomorrow on the stream in the 8 o'clock hour.
Right. That's right.
But we'll see you Friday
I'll
as
be
well.
wearing my glasses.
All right, you're the best. You are a broadcasting legend, Marnie Gellner.
You are.
We all love you.
You're not a turd.
No.
And you're not a fish.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
You're good
Two
enough.
unbelievable
Smart
compliments. You're not a turd. You're
I'm
not a
saying it
fish.
so my phone knows it.
9 to noon is next. We're back tomorrow, 5:30 to 9 on the.
Something unexpected happened after Jeremy Scott confessed to killing Michelle Schofield in Bone Valley Season 1.
Every time I hear about my dad, it's, oh, he's a killer. He's just straight evil.
I was becoming the bridge between Jeremy Scott and the son he'd never known.
At the end of the day, I'm literally a son of a killer.
Listen to new episodes of Bone Valley Season 2 starting April 9th on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.